December 20th, Saint Dominic of Silos, Abbot. This Dominic was born at the beginning of the 11th century in Navarre on the Spanish side of the Pyrenees. His people were peasants, and for a time he followed their way of life, looking after his father's flocks among the foothills of the mountains. This work encouraged his taste for solitude and quietness, and soon he became a monk at the monastery of San Millán de la Cojoya. He made great progress in his new state, was entrusted with works of reform, and became prior of his monastery. In this office he came into conflict with his sovereign, Garcia III of Navarre, because he refused to give up some possessions of the monastery which were claimed by the king. Garcia at length drove Dominic and 2 other monks away, and they were welcomed by Ferdinand I of Old Castile, who sent them to the monastery of Saint Sebastian at Silos, of which Dominic was appointed abbot. The monastery was in a remote and sterile part of the territory, and was in a state of extreme decay, both materially and spiritually. Under the government of Saint Dominic, this decay was arrested. Then the house began to progress, and eventually he made it into one of the most famous in Spain. Many miracles were recorded of Saint Dominic in the course of his work, and it was said that there were no diseases known to man which had not been cured by his prayers. The charity of the saint was not concentrated only to his monastery, but was extended to all who suffered afflictions. His gift of miracles drew to the convent the blind, the sick, and the lame, and it was by the hundreds that he cured them, and is still evident today from the ex-votos of the chapel where his relics are conserved. The balls and chains, iron handcuffs, and the like, which are seen suspended from the vault there, attest also to his special charity for the poor Christians held captives by the Spanish Moors. He often went to console them and pay their ransom, thus preluding the works of the Order of Our Lady of Ransom, founded in the year 1218, 145 years after his death. The Roman martyrology refers to the belief that Christian slaves among the Moors, to the number of 300, were liberated when they called upon God in his name. After many years of good works, Dominic felt the moment of the recompense approaching, and was advised of it by the Blessed Virgin. "I spent the night near the Queen of Angels," he said one day to his religious. "She has invited me to come in 3 days where she is. Therefore, I am soon going to the celestial banquet to which she invites me." In effect, he fell ill for 3 days, and then his brethren saw his soul rise in glory to heaven. The date was December 20th, in the year 1073. Saint Dominic of Silos is especially venerated in the order of friar preachers, because 96 years after his death he appeared, according to tradition, to Blessed Joan of Asa, who made a pilgrimage to his shrine, and there he promised her that she should bear another son. That son was the founder of the preachers, and he was named Dominic after the holy abbot of Silos. Until the Revolution of 1931, it was the custom for the abbot of Silos to bring the staff of St. Dominic to the royal palace whenever a queen of Spain was in labor, and to leave it by her bedside until the birth had taken place. St. Dominic of Silos is most known as the patron saint of prisoners, pregnant women, and shepherds.